How wore out was the chain? Yep, about that much. Get my whole hand in there. But this is the old chain off of the 2011 Ford Edge, and it's stretched about as far as it's going to go. But that, in comparison to this, check out this video when we took and compared it to the new chain. Now, some of the amazing features is that you have the chain that is on the back side of the chain, and then you have the inside of the chain. This chain here serves two purposes. It has a actual cog and gears that run on the outside of the chain, and then you have some that run on the inside. A majority run on the inside, thus you have the spacing for the teeth to go in there for the gears. Then on the outside, if you notice, get up close, you can see right here that little space, and that space allows for this to actually run on the gears, just like so. That is for your water pump, folks. The water pump is the only one that runs on the outside of the chain. The rest of the gears all utilize the inside of the chain to run the gears, such as the cam gear that would be on your crankshaft or crankshaft gear. Again, that is how it's designed, and it runs on the cams, phasers, and it also runs on the other gears as far as you know, any other timing components it touches. But this one and the cam gears are all running off of that. And essentially, this water pump here serves basically as an idler pulley in a lot of ways. So it locks on in there, and it is definitely different than the first gen, but it's pretty much a neat little engineering trick where they can utilize a chain on both sides to drive the gears. Now, in comparison, we have a first gen water pump, and it absolutely does not set into this chain. So the chain was definitely changed in 2011, and so was the actual water pump gearing changed, because it does not fit. It does not line up. So the gearing was all changed as far as the actual teeth in comparison, and if you notice, there's a big difference. You have more teeth, and the spacing is definitely different between the two. So Ford went through and made some engineering changes, and if you notice on the bell housing for the water pump, we got a definite change here. Let me get this lined up here so that we can actually see. There we go. So they moved it inward with one row and outward with another compared to the first gen. So the bell housing is pretty much the same, but you will notice the teeth are definitely smaller and spaced closer together compared to the first gen water pump. So in answer to your question, no, you cannot use a chain from you know, the next generation, because you will have issues with the water pump unless you buy an updated water pump. But you think, well, what if I just buy a 2011 water pump? Well, that goes in line with a few other things. Will this fit? Will the cam phaser gears fit with the new chain? You're going to have a lot of problems, and it's not probably going to be worth it. But as this cam or crankshaft gear here, you can definitely see that the chain had made its mark on this over the years running in here. And if you notice, the marks all match these links if you look at the chain, or the gear. So the gear has the marks from the chain on it, so this gear needed to be replaced. Now, the other thing is, when you have that on there in the crankshaft, we have what we call our timing cover seal, and we replace that, and this one doesn't look too terribly bad. You can see it has a little metal in it here and there, but overall this was popped out, and it's still pliable and everything else when we did it. The back side of it, no deformities, it all looks pretty good. So this was pulled out and replaced. Now when you go to put it on, you push this on there onto the crankshaft, and it basically it will fit onto the crankshaft in this manner. This here, these dots you see will be on the outside, and then you just slide it in and get it seated into the cover. And then what happens is as you're driving this back on, it's causing it to then seat up and seal up against there, and then that's how it's set. Now pulling this off could also be a problem. We did replace this one. It has some wear on it, but mostly because when we were trying to take it off I broke it. So we tried putting a gear puller in here. It eventually did work. We used a little heat and we tried to pull it out, and we made a gear puller actually work. But what Ford has is one that goes inside with a rod that clamps onto these. It's a specialty tool that ultimately was purchased, and it made popping this thing on and putting it on, you know, and everything was easier because a rod goes all the way through and bottoms out against the crank, and then the teeth are designed to grab a hold of this and pull it out. But we did replace this also, so this here was replaced, this little cam, and this is not pressure fitted, folks. This thing slides on like butter, and you just got to make sure you got the key on there. And that there is your timing mark that you want to put at the 4 o'clock position, just like I got it. You want it at the 4 o'clock position. So you have it on there, 4 o'clock position, and hey, you'd be all set. That's how it works. But I'm trying to wrap up everything that we covered here as far as the parts. The chain, you can see, doesn't appear to be too terribly worn, but then again, hey, we got it replaced, and that's all that really counts. And we got the water pump replaced along with all the other timing components. But this is going to pretty much wrap up the review of all the parts that we pretty much replaced on it doing the front end rebuild. Just wanted to go over these real quick. We did replace this with a new one, and it does have a rubber gasket in it right here, folks. So it's got a little bit of wear on that rubber gasket, as you can see. Little chewed up. But this whole wheel is mounted on a rubber gasket onto a steel wheel. So this here will take a little bit of that vibration out while it's running also. So in case you didn't know, it has got a rubber layer on the inside here between the actual pulleys and the wheel itself that mounts on the engine. So there is some give and take there to it as far as what it's doing. But that is how this thing is made and how we got it, and we got all the components checked and replaced. So this just about wraps it up. So I guess I should really start getting ready to do that water pump dissection video and show you guys what actually happened and where we went from there. And this is where all the parts go after I do the videos. I hang on to them for a while just in case I need to reference anything. I have the parts on hand. Gotta be organized. What's coming up? You betcha. What do we got? What do we got? We got a water pump cut open. We're going to check it all out, and I'm going to explain how and why and what for, and the oil test results will definitely be something you want to watch on that video I did on this Ford Edge when the water pump failed, because I am going to answer all the questions on why the metals are there and show you exactly where those metals came from that water pump. So be ready for that video.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Go production.